Hello! Welcome, everyone. Hey, oh my goodness, I am having so much fun doing these weekly lives. So, if you are new to my network and new to my channel, welcome. I am Latrice Huff, career and leadership coach to ambitious women of color, and it is my mission and my movement to put more women of color in leadership roles and in positions of power. Woohoo! Yes, when we make more money, when we're in leadership roles in positions of power, you guys, we change the world. We can control our own destiny and our own future. And that's what I'm here for. Yes. Okay, this is such a fun topic. So, today I'm going to be talking all about how to pivot in your career as a woman of color. This is one of my favorite topics because I have personally pivoted and started over several times. I was in hospitality, then I was in accounting. I hated accounting. I loved hospitality because it was a lot of flexibility. I got to meet new people, but it gets old really quickly. Accounting, I hated that from day one. I went from accounting to marketing. I absolutely love marketing. I excelled in marketing, but I had a terrible boss and it forced me to pivot in my career. And that's how I transitioned into HR. And I loved it. And I get a lot of people who come to me who either want to pivot into something completely different. And when I say pivot, I mean essentially some sort of career change. But a pivot can be one industry to a next. A pivot can be a different level. A pivot could be, I am a contractor and I want to pivot into a full time job. I'm in a full time job. I want to pivot to a contract, or you're in a full time role and you want to pivot to being a business owner. I have done that as well. Pivoting is my specialty. I was also a military spouse for several years, which means I moved consistently and I had to keep starting over. And I want to share with you all what I've learned to successfully pivot. And when I say success, I mean it doesn't take years and years. I mean you get your desired result and you feel good doing it. Okay. If you all have any questions as I'm going through, be sure to put them in the comments. As you're watching, give me a hey, hi. Let me know where you all are watching from. All my Team Live people, y'all know, hey, Team Live. If you're watching the replay, no worries, give me a hashtag Team Replay. I am joining you all from Texas. By the way, you all know I am originally from Baltimore. I'm always representing Baltimore. Love it. But that's how I want to share. I wanted to share that piece of my story so you all know I have been there. I have started over. I've pivoted in my career several times. You don't need to stay in one thing for years and decades, especially when it has run its course. Things have seasons, and there's nothing wrong with that. Even if you've been in something for 10, 15 years, if it run its course, it's run its course. You every day you wake up is a new day. So we're gonna get some practical examples. Okay, who we got in the house? Is it Jamina? Let me know if it's Jamina or Jamina. Let me know how to pronounce it. Hello from Ohio. Okay. Carrie Chicago in the house. All right. I gotta check the car. I gotta look on my phone because it's not letting me see the actual name. You guys, and y'all know I love to give y'all shout outs. Okay. Thank you all for joining live. Team Live is always in the house. Where's my North Carolina people? North Carolina, y'all always show me love in North Carolina. I thought y'all was gonna be the first ones in here today. Ohio beat y'all today. Ohio got y'all. All right, we're gonna get right into it. So what I wanted to share with you all, I had three C's and then I was like, no, I think it's one more. Got one more. Oh, Dr. Carrie. Oh, okay. Hey, Carrie from Chicago. Thank you. I thought you were saying Carrie, Chicago. And like that was a town in Chicago. Thank you. Hey, Carrie. All right. So here's my first C. You want to pivot, especially as a woman of color, you guys. You have to have clarity on what you want. Where do you want to go? A lot of times people come to me, they like, Latrice, I just know I want something different, but I don't know what I want. You have to know what you want, right? And if you don't, you can reverse engineer. What are you tired of now? What don't you want any more of? If you've been traveling for the last 10 years and you like, girl, I cannot get on nobody else's road, Great. If you've been going into the office 5 days a week and you're like, I can't do it. I need something remote. Like I can't sit at somebody else's desk being around people I don't like. That we can start there. You can start by what you don't want and create a list of what you do want from there. Because a lot of times people are like, I don't know where to start. Right? If you don't have a destination, you're just wandering aimlessly. And we don't want that. We want a clear destination so you can have a clear direction. Okay. So that first one is clarity. Please, if I highly recommend taking notes. I'm going to be honest. I know some people, they take these, they're like, oh, this was fun. It was so inspiring. And I love it. But what motivates me to keep showing up, you guys, is you all will message me and say, Latrice, I used your tips and I got an interview. Or like, Latrice, I use your tips and this happened from my boss. Or like, I use your tips and now I want to work with you more. I want you all to use what I'm saying. Okay. So as I'm going through, if you have pen and paper, write it down, or you can just put it in your phone. All right. But clarity is, I was going to say pivotal. Clarity is pivotal to your pivot, right? It is so imperative. You need to have this. Even as a coach, if someone comes to me and they're like, I want to pivot, but I don't know, then we have to go back a little bit. We can't just hit the ground running. I'm like, all right, but we have to know our destination so I can create you a direction, right? So take some time and really get clear on what you want. And again, like I said, you can start by checking in with what you don't want, what is no longer aligned with you, right? You can do that. So that's number one. Let me give you all a shout out. Okay. Is it Arnisha? I love that name. Hey, Charleston, South Carolina is in the house. All right. Tiffany is coming through representing. She like North Carolina here. She like, well, check. We are here. She like present. Okay. The thing is, no, I did a workshop. North Carolina was like, North Carolina, y'all be like, time. My dad's family, my daughters are originally from North Carolina. So I am always in like the Raleigh, Durham area. I am there probably like every other month. So, and I have a lot of clients in North Carolina. So y'all always are showing me love. So I was like, where my North Carolina people at? Thank y'all for showing up. appreciate I appreciate you all. And I wanted to share with you all this. If you're loving these lives, you're loving the direction of how to advance in your career, I actually have a workshop. I already did the live, but we're allowing people to sign up for the replay for the next couple of days. The replay will be available. So it's a free workshop on how to advance in your career and build executive presence. And if you want that link, go ahead and just put leadership in the comments, and either myself or my team, we will go ahead and send you that link so you can get that free workshop, and you'll be on my email list. So you'll get notified when I go live, when I do other workshops. I do a lot of things for my network that I don't always promote on LinkedIn. So go ahead and put that leadership in the comments and we'll get that link to you all, okay? All right. Wait a minute. I saw somebody else comment. Okay, Boston. Thank you. Hey, Boston. She's like, we taking notes. Okay. So clarity is the first C. The second C, as we're doing here, you guys, you need a community. I cannot stress this enough. And I feel like I haven't been stressing it. Like, community is almost like my secret weapon for me, for people in my programs. When I started to really hone in on a community, and I don't know if I told you all this, but I do not believe you should be the highest earning in your, your community. Like, you need a community that's going to move you up. Right. So if you are looking to pivot, you need to build your community around where you want to be. If you want to go into HR and right now you in IT and everything is IT, that's cute, but it's not going to get you where you need to go. You now need to be pivoting and building your community with those HR professionals. I'd be joining SHRM. I'd be joining HR Girlfriends. Shout out to Sanat. Love HR Girlfriends. I'd be joining groups. Like, get into community with those people, right? If you're trying to pivot into an executive or leadership level and you notice that your community is more of, I would say, like the implementers and managers, then that tells you you need to elevate your community. There is nothing wrong with saying, I love the community that I am. You can stay in that community, but now you also need to build one around where you want to go. Let me know if this makes sense about community. They will elevate you. They will help streamline the process of like, okay, you're here. You want to go here? We're doing it. They will hold you accountable. Having a community, they are also able to answer your questions very quickly. I've seen in communities things people were like, this held me back because I don't know where to start. Somebody in the community like, okay, well, you want to start with getting your SHRM. You want to look into getting the PHR, the SPHR, or these questions of should I get a certification or go back to school. Somebody in the community could be like, for this profession you don't need another degree, you may need a certificate, or you may already have the skills, right? So please find a community around where you want to go. All right. All right, thank you for putting leadership. We got, let me see. All right. Hey, Latrice, Texas here, but from Shaw. Okay. A little bit of Texas, a little bit of North Carolina. Thank you for coming. Oh, okay. All the way from y'all, Abu Dhabi. Oh my goodness. At this point, yes, I am international. We're so good. Hey. Thank you all. Hello from Dallas, Texas. Okay, Texas showing out. Texas is showing out today. We in the house. I love it. All right. So let me know if you all have any questions while I'm going through this. Just go ahead and put them in the chat. But community is number 2. You cannot skip this step. I've seen people skip it. They're like, oh, I don't have time to be meeting with people. I'm like, but it's going to cost you more time if you don't get into these communities. It's going to stream, like getting into a community, right? Asking questions, even just seeing the discussions that they're talking about, going to the workshops, it will streamline everything for you when you pivot. You can't afford not to do that. And unfortunately, this is one of the last things I see people think about. Usually people are like transferable skills, my resume, application. I'm like, okay, but you don't even know the words to use on your resume because you haven't talked to the people in the community. All right. So that's number 3 is actually conversations. I don't want you just to join these communities and be looking around. You need to have conversations with a mentor, conversations with a coach, conversations with people who can hire you or refer you to get hired in that pivot. This is especially essential for women of color. What I've noticed is we may, if we get into the community, then we're silent. We like, I just want to watch. I want to add value before I ask any questions. How you even going to add value? Yeah, you don't even know what you don't even know. Get in there and have a conversation. Have a conversation, because you bringing a different perspective, they may love this. You don't always need to stay quiet. You don't always need to answer. I've seen people's like answer 5 questions before you ask one. No, have a conversation. You can be talking to one person. They ask a question, your unique perspective, because you're in a different industry, could be very valuable. But then you can also ask them something to help you. So you have to have conversations. Thank you for the stars. You have to have conversations. It's not enough just to be like, I joined this community, I need, or collecting connections. It's not enough to just collect connections. You have to actually engage your community. Yes. Is it Taisha? Community equals network. That's a huge bridge to where you want to go. Yes. Thank you for sharing that comment. Yes. I don't know if it's Tasha or Taisha. Let me know. I wish it was like a way you all could come off mute. I may start doing you guys the audio lives, because then you all can come off mute. I feel like I show up better on video because I'm always moving my hands, but I've seen on the audio where people come off mute, and again having a conversation. I love it. I was like, I would love to conversate more with you guys and hear from you all. So I would love that. Tasha. Oh, okay. Love it. Thank you. Beautiful name. All right. So please, please, please have the, if y'all, you cannot just build a community and not talking to them. Because at that point, you're just there. It's not even like a community. You're just there. Like you got to show up, have conversations and talk to people, okay? And then number 4 is you have to convert. You have to actually move the needle and convert. This is usually what people think they need to do first, of like using those transitional skills, things like that. Yes, yes, it is important in helping you convert and go over. But if you don't know the language, if you haven't been talking to people, if you're not clear on where you want to go, it doesn't make sense to like do your resume first or start updating your LinkedIn first when you don't even know the direction you want to go in, right? Once you have those things, it's going to be so easy for you to start putting things on your resume. By having conversations, joining communities, working with a coach or a mentor, you're going to know you're going to know the exact language to use that will help you convert, right? You will know what to put on your LinkedIn, what to put on your resume. You'll know those transferable skills, and you do need to know them. Another thing in helping you convert is your branding. Remember, I said when you have those conversations, because you're coming from a different industry or a different angle, you're going to have a unique perspective. That is now going to be part of your brand. Okay. A pivot, and I've said this before, a pivot is just a rebrand. When people were like, oh, a career change, I'm like, girl, you just need a rebrand. You just need a rebrand. And oh, I love a rebrand. Love a rebrand. Like, I love a rebrand. You can be whoever you want to be in your rebrand. I love it. Right? You just need to rebrand. That doesn't mean start over. It doesn't always mean start over. It doesn't mean take a pay cut. It doesn't mean starting for less money. That's not what I'm saying. That's why I said a rebrand. A rebrand is I'm going to take what I already have and position it and just rework it a different way that is more aligned with where I want to go. Simple. That is it, right? That's going to help you see another, as people say, like transferable skills. To me, I think like a skill that can work here and there, right? I love transferable skills. I love a rebrand. And the other piece that's going to help you with that conversion and convert over is actually seeing how you have already been doing elements of the job. How have you already been doing that job? So if we take the IT to HR, well, what elements are there in IT that you have already been doing for it that would work in HR? Not a skill, but an actual tactical thing. Like I have been doing it. Like, hey, in IT, I was an IT supervisor, so therefore I was part of the hiring committee. Okay, well, HR, hiring and recruiting is a part of it. So you're going to put hiring on your resume. In your IT role, were you coaching and mentoring? Well, coaching and mentoring is an actual element and function of HR. You're going to put that in there. All right. You're going to show, like, here's how I have already been doing the job. Not just a transferable skill, but an actual action that I have been doing. An accomplishment that you have been doing, that is an HR accomplishment. All right. So a lot of times people put skills. This is beyond skills. This is now an actual line item on your resume. This is a bulleted thing on your resume. This is a bulleted item on your LinkedIn. This is a hero story, something you're going to talk about in the interview. It's not a one piece. It's not, it is more like even, let's say the skill is hiring, you're actually going to be talking about how you hired, who you hired, did you help retain, did you train that person? All right, let me know if you all are following, because this is what I see where people get mixed up. They're like, well, I have I don't know my transferable skills. Then they get the skills and it's just a skill versus telling how you utilized it. What actions did you take? This is how everything is going to come together, because it's not just about putting something on your LinkedIn. It's not just about putting it on your resume and talking to people. It's also about how you're going to do the job. Okay. All right, let me check out the comments. All right, leadership. Thank you, Tanika. Oh, I love these names. Beautiful names. We're gonna get you that link to join the leadership workshop. All right. Hey, Tiara. Thank you. Hey, Jillian. We're gonna get that to you as well. All right, a question about the conversion piece. Is this professional discussion centering around career or just rapport building, including professional and personal discussions? Oh, conversations. Conversations. Is the question about conversation pieces is professional discussing around career or just this is both. But let me tell you, we're not going to be like, I just want to have a conversation just to talk to them and get to know them because they're great people. Yes. And we want to get actual information from them. We want to know about their career path, right? People love talking about themselves. And thank you, Tasha. This is a great question because I get this a lot when people are like, oh, I just network to meet people. I don't really want to ask them anything. It's like, oh, okay. But then why are they in your network? Like I don't get like I feel like I don't get it. And what I've noticed is as black women and women of color, we don't want to network like we see other people networking, like the slimy kissing babies, like selling cars. We don't want to network like that. And we don't have to. What I'm saying is, yes, you're going to build a genuine connection with this person, but you're also going to get some information to help you in your career path. So you can do both. As women, we do it all the time, right? It's just a conversation. You ask them something, they're going to ask you something. Like, so it is not just building rapport. It's going to be, we're going to have a discussion about personal and professional, and it overlaps, like, and that's why I like having conversations in communities because the conversations can go more informal. People are going to be more willing to tell you about their family versus in an interview or in a more formal setting, right? So I so the answer is yes. We don't just, I hear all the time, just network to build rapport, and then when you need something, ask. But then you're still just building to ask for something instead of like, let's have a genuine conversation. I'm genuinely interested in how you got into HR or how you got into IT or how you transitioned into finance from where you are. I'm genuinely interested in that. And I want to build a rapport with you. All right, so that's a very good question. Thank you for asking that. All right, Ayana from Texas, currently in Georgia, looking to transition from the car business to IT. IT is I'm seeing a lot of people transition in IT. Just know there are so many different realms right now and you can find your niche. If you were in the car business, what skills what have you done, like actual actions and tasks, right, in the car business that would help you easily transition into IT? What is the unique perspective that you bring to the IT field from where you're from the car business that's going to help you out a lot? Thank you. Let me know. It's just telling me LinkedIn user. Let me know who this is. This is useful. Thank you. I'm so glad. All right, Alexandria from Birmingham, Alabama. Yes. All right, you guys. We're dropping jewels tonight. Y'all should be pivoting. I want you all to win and pivot. Again, if you're like, Latrice, I want to get that free workshop, put leadership in the comments and we're going to send you the link so you can get access to that free workshop. You can watch it on demand in your leisure. We already recorded, but it was so great. I've had like just about the same amount of people who registered live registered for the webinar. So people are watching it. Y'all know I'm engaging and giving, giving all the details, and I want to help you advance your career. I also in that workshop tell you all more about my leadership legacy program. If you're like, Latrice, I want to take this further. I'm loving this. I want to work with you. I give you more information in that workshop and how to book a call with me so we can work together. Okay. All right. So what I want to do as we close up, I just want to recap. Just want to recap on how you're going to pivot in your career as a woman of color. I also want, like I said, take notes, and I want you all to get back to me if you're using these, if you're finding these helpful. Just DM me or let me know in the comments because I love hearing from you guys. All right. So number one, you're going to get clarity. What is the direction you want to go? What is your destination, right? Like, if you know you want to pivot into IT, perfect. Now let's get clear into what sector of IT. Do we know a title, right? And I like to say about 3 different titles is good, right? Do you know where you want to go? It is also good to know where you coming from. If it's something you don't like, then let's put that on there. Like, I don't want to go into the office 5 days a week. Okay, then you know you want something remote or hybrid. Wonderful. Now we're starting to set the destination, and now we're going to know a direction. Okay. Number two is community. Please look at where you want to go, join associate, and a lot of times it's free or low cost. Join associations, join online groups, get a coach, get a mentor. You have to do this as a community. You don't need to do this alone, and you shouldn't. It's going to take you a lot longer if you're like if you're like on YouTube, and you know how I know I'm the same way. Like, we get into it where it's like, I can figure this out. But why? You don't need to figure it out by yourself. Somebody already has the answers. Just go in that community, right? Number three is we're going to have conversations. And we're going to be building a genuine rapport, yes, and we're also going to be asking them questions about their movement, about their career that is going to help us. Because the whole goal is we want to streamline. We don't want to take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years transitioning. I work with my one client. She said she had been trying to transition for 10 years, 10 years, and working together, she transitioned in 6 months. She wanted to go from IT actually into she wanted to be a healthcare advisor. And her issue was she was a single mom and she was already making a high salary, so she couldn't take a salary cut. And everybody else was telling her she needed to take a salary cut. And I was like, no, we don't do that over here. Right. So we use these things. These are the elements that we did with her, but she very much had built it, went into the communities of where those people were, had conversations, got help. You do not need to do it by yourself. Right. And then number four is convert. You actually then, once you have this, is like, okay, now I need to convert. Now I need to make some moves. I need to be changing the language on my resume. I need to be changing the resume on changing the language on my LinkedIn. I actually now need to be going after these roles. No more trying. Now I'm converting. I'm actually doing. Okay. That's just, you're going to be rebranding. That's under that resume, that LinkedIn. That even thinking like, hey, I am already on this level. I've already pivoted. Y'all gonna hear me talk about identity a lot, but I put that under convert. Right? What have you already been doing that will easily help you within this role and those transitional skills? All right. If you all have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm going to be going back to the chat in the next couple of days, making sure that I reach out to all of you. And have a wonderful night, you guys. Bye.